Have you ever felt exhausted after talking to someone? Like you just found that your energy just drained completely. This may be a friend, a coworker, or even a family member. Well, you might be dealing with toxic behavior, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to spot it. Toxic people can destroy your inner peace, mess with your confidence, and make life miserable. If you let them into your private space, your head, your heart, or even your mind. But guess what? Once you learn the signs, you will be able to protect yourself and set boundaries like a pro. Let's dive into the top 10 signs of toxic behavior. And as we go through this list, ask yourself, have I ever dealt with this? Or, am I guilty of this myself? Let's find out. Number one, constant negativity. Negativity is powerful, but not in a good way. It drains energy, kills motivation, and spreads faster than we realize. And when someone constantly focuses on the worst in every situation, it can pull down everyone around them. Have you ever shared good news only to hear, yeah, but what if it goes wrong? Or tried to be optimistic and someone responds with, life is just unfair anyway. Negativity isn't just words, it's a mindset. And if you're around constant negativity, it can shape how you see the world. The truth is, life is never perfect, but there is always something worth appreciating. If you find yourself drowning in negativity, whether it's coming from others or even from within, take a step back. Shift your focus. Look for the lesson in any challenges that cross your path. Have hope in a setback regardless. Be glad and happy in celebrating small victories. Shift your perspective because when you choose to see the good, you bring light to yourself and to others. Number two, manipulation. Manipulation is one of the most deceptive forms of control. It doesn't always look obvious. Sometimes it's disguised as concern, guilt, or even kindness. But make no mistake, it's about power. Manipulators twist words, shift blame, and use emotional tactics to get what they want. They might make you doubt yourself, feel guilty for setting boundaries, or pressure you into decisions that benefit them. Have you ever had someone say, wow, I guess you just don't care about me anymore? Just because you said no to something, that's not just a simple statement. It's designed to make you feel bad. Here's the truth. Manipulation thrives in silence. The best way to fight it? Call it out. Set boundaries. Stand firm. Because when you recognize manipulation for what it is, it loses its power over you. So today I challenge you. Pay attention. Recognize the hidden strings. If someone is trying to control your emotions or decisions, don't let them. You have the right to choose, to speak up, and to protect your peace. 3. No accountability. Responsibility is the foundation of growth. But what happens when someone refuses to take it? No accountability means constantly blaming others, making excuses, and avoiding responsibility. And it's one of the clearest signs of toxic behavior. Instead of admitting mistakes, people who lack accountability shift blame. It wasn't my fault. You made me do it. I had no choice. But here's the truth. Growth only happens when we own our actions. Mistakes don't define you, but refusing to learn from them does. So if you catch yourself or others dodging responsibility, call it out. Stand by your choices. Learn from failures. Because accountability isn't a burden, it's a strength that leads to success. If someone never admits their mistakes, be careful. Own your actions. If not, you'll always be the scapegoat. 4. Jealousy and competition. Jealousy and competition are two alternate emotions that can push us forward or hold us back. We all feel them sometimes. Seeing someone succeed while we struggle can make us think, why not me? But here's the truth. Comparison is a trap. Jealousy whispers that someone else's success takes away from yours. Toxic competition makes everything a race. But the reality is, there's enough success for everyone. Someone else winning doesn't mean you're losing. Healthy competition can motivate you. It can inspire growth. But when competition becomes toxic, when jealousy leads to resentment, that's when it damages relationships and self-worth. So instead of comparing, learn from others. Celebrate their wins, focus on your path, and remind yourself that someone else's moment doesn't take away from yours. Because when you shift your mindset, jealousy fades and real success begins. Choose growth over comparison. Number 5, passive aggression. Have you ever had someone say something that felt like a compliment, but somehow it stung? Or maybe they acted completely fine, but their tone and actions said otherwise? That's passive aggression, a way of expressing frustration indirectly instead of communicating openly. It's sneaky, confusing, and often leaves you wondering, did they really mean that, or am I overthinking? Passive-aggressive behavior can sound like, wow, must be nice to have free time. I guess I'll just do everything myself. Again. Instead of directly saying what they feel, passive-aggressive people drop hints, use sarcasm, and avoid real conversations. But here's the truth. Healthy relationships require honesty, not hidden frustration. If you catch passive aggression in yourself or others, call it out. Have the hard conversations, because life is too short for guessing games. Say what you mean. Passive aggression thrives on avoiding confrontation, so the best way to handle it is to spot it, name it, and address it directly. Have you encountered passive-aggressive behavior before? 6, constant need for validation. We all appreciate a compliment, a like, or a bit of encouragement. But when someone depends entirely on external validation, it can become a serious problem. Validation feels good. It reassures us, makes us feel seen, and gives us a sense of worth. But here's the danger. When your self-esteem is only built on the approval of others, you start chasing it like an addiction. You post on social media, hoping for likes. You seek approval in relationships, friendships, even the workplace. And if you don't get it, doubt creeps in. But let me tell you something. Your worth is not measured by how many people applaud you. True confidence comes from believing in yourself, not waiting for others to do it for you. So if you've ever caught yourself needing constant validation, take a step back. Learn to celebrate yourself for yourself. Because when you find that self-assurance within, you won't need anyone else to give it to you. Find confidence within. At the end of the day, confidence should come from within, not from how many likes or compliments you get. Validation is nice, but self-acceptance is powerful. 7, gaslighting. Gaslighting is one of the most harmful forms of manipulation. It's when someone makes you question your reality, your memories, your feelings, even your sanity. Imagine this. You clearly remember a conversation, but the other person says, "That never happened. You're imagining things." Or worse, they tell you, "You're too sensitive," when you express how you feel. Gaslighting isn't just frustrating. It's dangerous and could manifest in many ways and forms. It can make you doubt yourself, lose confidence, and feel isolated. But here's the truth. Your feelings are valid. Your memories are real. If someone constantly makes you question your reality, it's not your fault. It's their manipulation. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Document conversations. Write things down to remind yourself what really happened. Set boundaries. Don't let anyone distort your truth. Gaslighting thrives on confusion, but clarity is your power. Trust yourself and don't let anyone take that away from you. Trusting your reality, and if someone constantly makes you doubt your own memory, run. 8. Controlling behavior. Control isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's loud and aggressive. Other times it's subtle, disguised as caring or helping. But make no mistake, controlling behavior limits your freedom, your choices, and your personal growth. Have you ever felt like someone is constantly dictating your actions? Who you talk to, what you wear, how you spend your time? Maybe they phrase it as concern, I just want the best for you. But somehow their guidance always leads to you doing exactly what they want. Here's the truth. Healthy relationships, whether friendships, family, or romantic, are based on trust, respect, and independence. A controlling person operates from insecurity and fear, not love. They seek power, not partnership. If you recognize controlling behavior in your life, you are allowed to set boundaries. You are allowed to make your own choices, and you are allowed to walk away from relationships that suffocate instead of support. Freedom begins with recognizing control for what it is and refusing to let it define you. Recognize and breaking free. Controlling behavior is not love. It is pure manipulation. Be careful. 9. Playing the victim. Let's talk about a behavior that can quietly damage relationships. Playing the victim. Playing the victim happens when someone constantly shifts blame away from themselves and turns every situation into poor me. Instead of taking responsibility for their actions, they focus on how they've been wronged, even when they're at fault. For example, imagine someone forgetting an important deadline. Instead of admitting their mistake, they say, well, I've been under so much stress lately, and no one even offered to help me. While stress is real, it is not an excuse for avoiding accountability. This behavior can be exhausting for those around them. It creates a cycle where others feel guilty or obligated to fix things, while the person playing the victim avoids growth and responsibility. If you recognize this in someone, or even in yourself, know that it's not too late to change. Growth starts with accountability. Own your actions, learn from mistakes, and focus on solutions instead of blame. Remember, strength comes from facing challenges head-on, not from avoiding them. Let's break the cycle and build healthier, more honest relationships. Empathy is important, but excuses don't fix behavior. Watch out for emotional manipulation and breaking the cycle. 10. One-sided relationships. Relationships, whether friendships, romantic partnerships, or even family bonds, should be built on mutual effort. They should uplift, inspire, and support both people involved. But sometimes things become one-sided. A one-sided relationship is when only one person puts in the effort. One person listens, checks in, plans things, and gives their time, while the other takes, expects, and barely contributes anything in return. Have you ever had a friend who only calls when they need something? Or a partner who only appreciates you when it benefits them? If you constantly feel like you're giving, giving, and giving, but receiving little in return, it might be time to reevaluate that connection. Here's the truth. You deserve relationships that flow both ways. You deserve people who uplift you, not just those who drain you. A healthy relationship should never feel like emotional labor or a job. It should feel natural, effortless, and full of reciprocity. So if you're in a one-sided relationship, Don't be afraid to speak up. Set boundaries, express your feelings, and, if necessary, walk away. The right people will value you for who you are, not just for what you can do for them. When giving isn't enough, choose balance, choose respect, and most importantly, choose yourself. Because a real connection is never just one person carrying all the weight. Conclusion. Wow, now you know the signs of toxic behavior. Did any of these sound familiar? Maybe you've encountered them, or maybe you've been guilty of them yourself. The good news? You can break the cycle. Set boundaries, call out manipulation, and surround yourself with healthy relationships. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Drop a comment below. Have you ever dealt with toxic behavior? Let's talk.